Today I'm going to show you which vitamins are essential for diabetics, and believe me, without them, your blood sugar levels can spiral out of control way too fast. Waking up every day feeling exhausted, with blurry vision, and the frustrating feeling that no matter what you do, your glucose never stays stable. It's almost too common. You do your best, avoid sugar, try to eat right, but the spikes keep happening. What doctors don't tell you is that it's not your fault. It's the lack of these key vitamins that you didn't even know you needed. Without them, your body simply can't regulate blood sugar properly. And the worst part? Even those who eat well often struggle to absorb them correctly. But like everything in life, there's a solution, and that's why you need to watch until the end. I'm going to show you how to easily get these vitamins into your daily routine without changing your entire diet. And at the end of this video, I'll share 2 simple recipes that help keep these vitamins in your system, even if you don't take them every day. Now go ahead and leave a like so more diabetics can access this vital information. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Let's get started. You might think you're doing everything right, eating well, watching your sugar, and taking your medication. But what if I told you there's something silently damaging your nerves and making your diabetes worse? Vitamin B12 deficiency is one of the most overlooked problems for diabetics. And the worst part, you might already be suffering from it without realizing. Weakness, numbness in your hands or feet, constant fatigue. These are warning signs that many people ignore until it's too late. Studies show that up to 30% of diabetics taking metformin have low B12 levels without even knowing. Why does this matter? Because vitamin B12 is essential for nerve protection. Without it, the tiny nerve fibers in your hands, feet, and even brain start to break down, leading to neuropathy, memory issues, and even mood changes. Have you ever felt unexplained tingling or burning in your extremities? That could be a direct result of low B12, and if left unchecked, it can become permanent. But here's the real shocker. Your diet alone may not be enough. Even if you eat foods rich in B12, diabetes can reduce how well your body absorbs it. This is especially true if you've been taking metformin for years, as this medication depletes your B12 levels over time. Some people assume their symptoms are just part of getting older, but the truth is they might be missing a simple fix. The sooner you correct this deficiency, the better your body can fight off nerve damage and even improve blood sugar regulation. Here's something you might not have considered. Low B12 can also make you feel more tired and weak than normal. Many diabetics blame their exhaustion on unstable sugar levels. But what if it's actually a hidden nutrient deficiency? Some studies even suggest that replenishing B12 can improve energy levels, reduce nerve pain, and help with mental clarity. Imagine waking up feeling sharper, with no more random tingling or numbness in your feet. That's the power of giving your body the nutrients it actually needs. A quick question for you. Have you ever noticed sudden fatigue, numbness, or even forgetfulness and thought it was just part of aging? Drop a yes in the comments if this sounds familiar, or a no if you've never felt this way. I appreciate each and every one of your comments. It helps us all learn together and spread awareness. Fixing a B12 deficiency isn't just about taking a supplement, it's about knowing how to absorb it properly. Some forms of B12 are much easier for your body to use than others, and there's one mistake many people make when trying to fix their deficiency. I'll cover that soon, so keep watching. And if you're wondering how much B12 you actually need and which form is best for diabetics, don't worry, I've got you covered. There are specific ways to make sure you get the maximum benefit without wasting your time or money on the wrong supplements. But first, let's talk about something even more serious that could be affecting your diabetes right now. What if I told you that a simple vitamin deficiency could be making it harder for your body to control blood sugar? It sounds crazy, but research shows that low vitamin B12 levels can directly impact glucose regulation, making diabetes management even more difficult. The problem isn't just about nerve damage. Without enough B12, your body struggles to produce red blood cells efficiently, which affects oxygen delivery and metabolism. And when your metabolism slows down, blood sugar can become more unpredictable, leading to higher spikes and crashes. Here's something that might surprise you. Vitamin B12 plays a crucial role in insulin sensitivity. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that diabetics with low B12 levels had a harder time using insulin effectively. This means that even if you're taking your medication and eating right, your body might not be responding the way it should. And the worst part, many doctors don't routinely check for B12 deficiency, So thousands of diabetics are struggling without even knowing why. If you've ever felt like your diabetes is harder to control than it should be, this might be the missing piece. Have you been doing everything right but still experiencing stubbornly high sugar levels? Have you ever increased your medication dose but felt like it barely made a difference? It could be because your body isn't processing glucose properly due to a lack of B12. Instead of looking for new medications or treatments, sometimes the answer is as simple as fixing a vitamin deficiency. But here's the tricky part. B12 deficiency symptoms can take years to appear, and by the time you notice them, the damage may already be done. That's why it's so important to be proactive. If you wait until symptoms become severe, you could be dealing with permanent nerve damage, chronic fatigue, and worsening diabetes control. The good news? This is completely preventable if you take the right steps now. Let's pause for a second. I want to know your thoughts. Have you ever had your vitamin B12 levels checked? If yes, type checked in the comments. If not, type never, so we can see how many people might be missing this critical piece of their health. Thank you for sharing. It's so important to spread awareness about things that aren't commonly talked about. The question now is, how do you make sure your body actually absorbs the B12 you need? It's not as simple as just taking a pill. Some forms of B12 are much better absorbed than others, and depending on your age and health condition, your body might not process it efficiently. I'll explain which type is best and how to take it correctly, so you don't waste time with ineffective supplements. But before that, there's something even more alarming. One common mistake that diabetics make with B12 that could be blocking their absorption entirely. If you've ever felt like your supplements aren't working, this might be the reason. Let's talk about it. You might think that simply taking a vitamin B12 supplement is enough to fix a deficiency. But here's something most people don't realize. Many diabetics are unknowingly blocking their own B12 absorption without even realizing it. This means that even if you're eating the right foods or taking supplements, your body might not be absorbing what it needs. The result? Ongoing symptoms, nerve damage, and worsening blood sugar control despite your best efforts. One of the biggest culprits is stomach acid imbalance. Your body needs a special protein called intrinsic factor to absorb B12 properly, and this protein requires enough stomach acid to function. But here's the problem. Many diabetics take medications like metformin or acid reducers that lower stomach acid levels. When this happens, B12 absorption drops dramatically, leading to a deficiency that keeps getting worse over time. Have you ever struggled with indigestion, acid reflux, or bloating? That could be a sign that your stomach isn't producing enough acid to absorb B12 effectively. Another mistake is relying on the wrong type of B12 supplement. Many over-the-counter B12 pills come in a form called cyanocobalamin, which is cheap but poorly absorbed by the body, especially in older adults and diabetics. Instead, the best form for absorption is methylcobalamin, which is the active version your body can use immediately. If you've been taking B12 but still feel tired, foggy, or experience numbness in your hands and feet, you might be using the wrong type. Here's another surprising fact. Even if you're eating B12-rich foods like eggs, fish, and meat, you could still be deficient. That's because diabetes itself can reduce your body's ability to transport B12 into your cells. This is why many diabetics who eat well still experience neuropathy, memory problems, and fatigue. It's not just about what you eat. It's about what your body actually absorbs. And if your absorption is poor, the symptoms will only get worse over time. Let's take a quick break. I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever taken a B12 supplement? If yes, type tried it in the comments. If not, type never, so we can see how many people might be missing out on this critical vitamin. I truly appreciate all your responses. It helps others in the community realize they're not alone. So how do you fix this? The most effective way to ensure your body absorbs B12 is through sublingual tablets or injections. Sublingual B12 dissolves under your tongue and enters directly into your bloodstream, bypassing the digestive system entirely. This is especially important for diabetics who may have poor gut absorption. For severe deficiencies, B12 injections can be life-changing, providing an immediate boost in energy, nerve function, and mental clarity. But here's the real game changer. B12 isn't just about preventing deficiencies. It can actually help improve diabetes management when taken the right way. If you've ever struggled with blood sugar fluctuations, fatigue, or neuropathy, correcting your B12 levels might be the missing piece of the puzzle. But there's one more major benefit of B12 that diabetics don't hear about often, and it could change the way you approach your health. Let's get into it. One of the scariest complications of diabetes is nerve damage, also known as diabetic neuropathy. It starts small, maybe a little tingling in your feet, a slight numbness in your fingers, but over time it can get worse, leading to burning pain, muscle weakness, and even loss of sensation. The most shocking part, many diabetics assume this is just an unavoidable part of the disease, but the truth is, a lack of vitamin B12 is often a hidden trigger for nerve damage that gets overlooked. Here's why this happens. Your nerves are covered in a protective layer called myelin, which helps them send signals quickly and efficiently. Without enough B12, this layer starts breaking down, leaving your nerves exposed and vulnerable. Studies show that diabetics with B12 deficiency have a much higher risk of developing severe neuropathy, even when their blood sugar is under control. If you've ever felt sharp pain, burning, or even an odd buzzing sensation in your feet, your nerves might be starving for B12. But there's good news. Research has found that correcting a B12 deficiency can actually slow down, stop, and even reverse early-stage nerve damage. In one study, diabetic patients who supplemented with B12 experienced less pain, better nerve function, and improved mobility. Imagine waking up without that awful burning sensation in your feet. Imagine being able to walk, move, and feel normal again. That's the power of giving your nerves the nutrients they need. And here's where it gets even more interesting. B12 isn't just for pain relief, it's also for protection. If you're already dealing with mild neuropathy, making sure your B12 levels are optimal can prevent it from getting worse. And if you don't have symptoms yet, keeping your B12 levels high can protect your nerves from future damage. The sooner you start, the better your chances of keeping your nerves healthy for the long run. Let's take a second. I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced tingling, burning, or numbness in your hands or feet? Type yes in the comments if you have, or no if you've never felt it. Thank you for sharing. It helps so many people realize they're not alone in this. So what's the best way to get enough B12 for nerve protection? The key is consistency. Many diabetics see major improvements when they take a high-quality B12 supplement daily, eat B12-rich foods, and choose the right form of supplementation. If your levels are extremely low, B12 injections can provide fast relief, while sublingual tablets help keep levels steady over time. We've covered a lot about vitamin B12 and how critical it is for diabetics. But there's another vitamin that's just as important, and most people don't get enough of it. It plays a major role in blood sugar control, immune function, and even insulin sensitivity. Without it, your diabetes management could become much harder than it needs to be. Let's talk about it next. Did you know that many dishes that seem healthy for diabetics can actually be dangerous? Discover the recipes that really work. Stop feeling limited or insecure in the kitchen. My book brings together delicious and easy recipes specially created to keep your blood sugar under control and add more flavor to your life. I've already helped thousands of diabetics eat better, feel happier, and achieve a lighter life with my book. Every recipe has been tested and approved by those who understand the needs of people living with diabetes. Click the link in the first comment of this video now and get immediate access to the book that will transform your meals today. Most people think of vitamin D as just the sunshine vitamin, but here's something shocking. If you're diabetic, not getting enough of it can make your blood sugar much harder to control. Studies have found a direct link between low vitamin D levels and insulin resistance, meaning your body struggles to process sugar properly. And the worst part? Nearly 50% of people with diabetes are deficient in vitamin D without even knowing it. Here's how it works. Vitamin D helps your body use insulin more efficiently. Insulin is like a key that unlocks your cells, allowing sugar to move from your bloodstream into your muscles and organs where it's needed. But when you don't have enough vitamin D, that key doesn't work as well, leading to higher blood sugar levels and increased insulin resistance. Have you ever felt like your blood sugar spikes easily, even when you eat the right foods? Low vitamin D might be playing a bigger role than you think. And it doesn't stop there. Vitamin D is also crucial for reducing inflammation. Diabetes itself is an inflammatory disease, and when inflammation is high, your body struggles even more to keep blood sugar stable. Research from the American Diabetes Association suggests that diabetics with higher vitamin D levels tend to have better A1C levels and lower fasting blood sugar compared to those who are deficient. Imagine being able to help your body manage blood sugar more effectively just by optimizing this one vitamin. But here's the problem. Most people don't get enough vitamin D from food alone. It's naturally found in fatty fish, egg yolks, and fortified dairy, but the primary source is sunlight exposure. And let's be honest, How often do you get outside in the sun for at least 20 minutes a day? Many people, especially older adults, spend most of their time indoors, leading to chronically low levels of this essential vitamin. Let's do a quick check. How often do you spend time in the sun without sunscreen? Type daily if you get sun exposure every day, or rarely if you usually stay indoors. I truly appreciate your responses. It helps so many people realize they might be missing this simple but powerful health boost. So what's the best way to ensure you're getting enough vitamin D? The most effective method is a combination of sun exposure, diet, and supplementation. If you live in an area with limited sunlight or spend most of your time indoors, a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement can make a huge difference. Some studies even suggest that supplementing with vitamin D can help lower fasting blood sugar levels and improve insulin sensitivity over time. But here's the real surprise. Vitamin D doesn't just help with blood sugar, it also plays a huge role in energy, mood, and immune health. If you've ever felt sluggish, unmotivated, or like you're getting sick more often than usual, low vitamin D could be part of the problem. And there's one more critical function of vitamin D that diabetics need to know about, something that could protect you from serious long-term complications. Let's get into it. Most diabetics worry about blood sugar spikes, but what if I told you that low vitamin D levels could be increasing your risk for serious complications, even if your sugar seems under control? Research shows that diabetics with vitamin D deficiency have a much higher chance of developing heart disease, kidney problems, and even vision loss. And the worst part? Many people don't connect these issues to something as simple as a vitamin deficiency. One of the biggest risks for diabetics is cardiovascular disease. Diabetes already puts extra strain on your heart, but studies have found that low vitamin D levels make things even worse by increasing inflammation, raising blood pressure, and making arteries stiffen. In fact, a study in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that people with low vitamin D had a 64% higher risk of heart disease. If you want to protect your heart while managing diabetes, fixing your vitamin D levels is non-negotiable. And then there's diabetic kidney disease, a silent but deadly complication. Your kidneys work overtime to filter excess sugar from your blood, and over time this stress can cause long-term damage. But here's where vitamin D comes in. It helps protect kidney function by reducing inflammation and improving blood flow. A study published in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that diabetics with higher vitamin D levels had significantly better kidney function compared to those who were deficient. But the scariest part? Vision loss. Many diabetics develop diabetic retinopathy, a condition where high blood sugar damages the tiny blood vessels in the eyes, leading to blurred vision and, in severe cases, blindness. But here's what most people don't realize. Vitamin D helps strengthen blood vessels and protect against this damage. In fact, research suggests that people with healthy vitamin D levels are less likely to develop diabetic eye problems compared to those who are deficient. Let's take a second. Have you ever had an eye exam to check for diabetic complications? If yes, type checked in the comments. If not, type need to, so we can see how many people might be overlooking this important step. Your comments really make a difference in spreading awareness, and I appreciate each one of them. So how can you make sure you're getting enough vitamin D to protect your body? The best approach is to get your vitamin D levels tested and then adjust your intake accordingly. Some diabetics need higher doses to correct a deficiency, and the form of vitamin D you take matters too. Vitamin D3 is the most effective form, as it's better absorbed and utilized by the body. If you're serious about avoiding the worst complications of diabetes, paying attention to your vitamin D levels is one of the smartest things you can do. But we're not done yet. There's one more major benefit of vitamin D that could completely change the way you feel every day. It has nothing to do with blood sugar, but everything to do with your energy, mood, and overall well-being. Let's dive into it. If you often feel exhausted, sluggish, or mentally drained, you might assume it's just part of having diabetes. But what if I told you that your constant fatigue might have nothing to do with blood sugar swings and everything to do with low vitamin D? Studies show that vitamin D plays a major role in energy production, and being deficient can leave you feeling weak and unmotivated no matter how much rest you get. Here's why. Vitamin D helps regulate mitochondria, the tiny powerhouses in your cells that generate energy. Without enough vitamin D, your cells literally struggle to produce the energy you need to function. This is why many people with low vitamin D feel drained, even after a full night's sleep. Have you ever experienced those days where no matter how much you rest, you still feel exhausted? That's a common symptom of vitamin D deficiency, but it gets worse. Low vitamin D is also linked to mood swings and depression. Research from the National Institutes of Health found that people with low vitamin D levels are more likely to experience anxiety, brain fog, and even depressive symptoms. Why? Because vitamin D helps regulate serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitter that keeps your mood stable. If you've ever felt unusually down, irritable, or just mentally foggy, low vitamin D could be playing a much bigger role than you think. And here's something even more interesting. Fixing a vitamin D deficiency doesn't just improve mood and energy. It also enhances muscle strength and reduces body pain. Many diabetics experience joint pain, stiffness, or muscle weakness, which can make daily activities more difficult. But studies have shown that people who correct their vitamin D levels often feel stronger, have better balance, and experience fewer aches and pains. Quick question, have you ever dealt with constant fatigue or brain fog? Type yes in the comments if you have, or no if you've never struggled with it. Your comments are incredibly valuable, and I love seeing how many of you are connecting with this information. So, how do you actually boost your vitamin D levels the right way? While getting sunlight is one method, many people don't absorb enough through their skin, especially if they live in colder climates or wear sunscreen regularly. This is why supplementing with vitamin D3 is often the best option, particularly for diabetics who may have absorption issues. Feeling drained and sluggish all the time isn't normal. It's your body's way of telling you something is off. Fixing your vitamin D levels could be the easiest way to regain your energy, improve your mood, and help your body function at its best. But before we wrap up, there's one final key benefit of vitamin D that many diabetics don't know about: its incredible power to support the immune system and help fight off infections. Let's talk about it. Did you know that diabetics are at a much higher risk of infections? From slow-healing wounds to frequent colds and even more serious infections, diabetes can weaken your immune system, making it harder for your body to fight off illnesses. But here's what most people don't realize. Vitamin D is one of the most powerful immune boosters, and being deficient could be putting you at risk. Here's how it works. Vitamin D plays a crucial role in activating your immune cells, helping them detect and destroy harmful bacteria and viruses. Research from Harvard Medical School found that people with low vitamin D levels are more likely to get sick, have longer recovery times, and experience more severe infections. If you're someone who catches colds easily, or takes forever to recover from a minor cut, your vitamin D levels might be dangerously low. And it's not just about common colds. Low vitamin D has been linked to an increased risk of serious infections like pneumonia, urinary tract infections, and even sepsis. For diabetics, this is especially concerning because high blood sugar already weakens the immune system, making it even harder for your body to defend itself. Imagine your immune system as a defense army. Without enough vitamin D, your soldiers are weak and unprepared to fight off threats. But here's where it gets really interesting. Vitamin D doesn't just help fight infections, it also reduces inflammation. Chronic inflammation is one of the biggest hidden dangers for diabetics, contributing to heart disease, kidney damage, and nerve problems. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that supplementing with vitamin D helped reduce inflammation markers in diabetics, leading to better overall health and fewer complications. Let's pause for a moment. Have you noticed that small cuts or wounds take longer to heal? If yes, type slow healing in the comments. If not, type heals fast, so we can see how many people might be struggling with this without realizing the connection to vitamin D. I truly appreciate every comment. It helps bring more awareness to these important health issues. So what's the best way to boost your immune system with vitamin D? The key is making sure your levels are in the optimal range. Many people assume they're getting enough from food or occasional sun exposure, but the reality is that most diabetics need supplementation to reach healthy levels. Taking vitamin D3 with a meal that contains healthy fats can improve absorption and ensure you get the full benefits. If you want to protect your immune system, reduce inflammation, and lower your risk of serious infections, optimizing your vitamin D levels is one of the best things you can do for your health. And now that you know how powerful vitamin B12 and vitamin D are for diabetics, let's talk about how to incorporate them into your daily routine effortlessly. Today I'm going to share 2 recipes that will help keep these vitamins in your body. A great way to start the day is with a creamy salmon and spinach omelette, packed with both vitamin B12 and D. Eggs are one of the best natural sources of vitamin D. While salmon provides an incredible amount of B12, along with healthy fats that help your body absorb these essential nutrients better. Simply whisk 2 eggs with a pinch of salt and pepper, sauté some fresh spinach in olive oil, and pour in the eggs. Add cooked salmon and a little grated cheese for extra flavor, then fold the omelette and let it cook for another minute. This meal is not only delicious, but also helps stabilize blood sugar, keeping you full and energized for hours. If you prefer something lighter, a chia yogurt bowl is an excellent option. Greek yogurt is naturally high in vitamin B12, while chia seeds and almonds provide healthy fats that enhance vitamin absorption. Just mix a cup of Greek yogurt with a tablespoon of chia seeds and let it sit for a few minutes to thicken. Top it with fresh berries, which are packed with antioxidants, and a handful of crushed almonds for a crunchy, nutrient-dense boost. If you like a little sweetness, a drizzle of honey or sugar-free syrup makes it even better. This easy, no-cook meal supports digestion, energy levels, and blood sugar balance all at once. The best part about these meals is that they fit into any lifestyle. Whether you enjoy a hearty, savory breakfast or prefer something refreshing and quick, these options ensure that your body gets the vitamins it needs to function at its best. It's easy to overlook how much nutrition affects your energy, nerve health, and immune system, but making small, smart choices every day can have a massive impact over time. So tell me, which of these recipes are you most excited to try? Type omelette if you're going for the savory option, or yogurt bowl if you love a fresh, nutritious breakfast. I love hearing what works best for you, and here's the thing. Knowing which vitamins your body needs is just one piece of the puzzle. If you're not eating the right way to support your blood sugar, you could still be making mistakes that silently sabotage your progress. That's why I'm leaving a video on the screen right now that reveals powerful strategies to improve your diet and keep your glucose levels stable. There's something in that video that most diabetics don't realize, and missing out on it could be the reason your blood sugar isn't where you want it to be. Don't wait. Click on it now and start making real changes to your health. I'll see you there.